So, everyone, hello and welcome to, I don't know. So this is Forza Horizon 4, part 28-ish, and yeah, so we're here. So, as you can see, today is the 15th of June, at least for me, which, uh, which is probably significantly later for you, because yeah, recorded a lot of videos. Yikes. Okay, but basically on the 13th, the second expansion for Forza Horizon 4 came out, the Lego expansion, and I couldn't actually record any audio with it, so I decided to do it afterwards. So yeah, once we're here, hold on, just turn this down. So actually, probably can just leave that off. So yeah, basically I kind of decided to record or start recording like in the middle of doing this. So yeah, but as you can see, the sort of intro right here. I don't know where to put this so it's not like in the way. Oh, that's not gonna help. Whatever. So yeah, I mean the intro to this is pretty cool. Just like in general with this whole thing where it shows this and the stupid pig joke, which was very funny. But yeah, so that was just kind of the thing. I don't know if that was. I think that was when I like got into the game. It showed that intro, so it was like, yeah, we're here. I had completed some stuff before this because I had played earlier because obviously the new week had started. So yeah, then I decided to get into a different car because I was like, sure. I went and got into a Porsche, the one that I was kind of using to do because there was the Porsche challenge this week, so I was kind of using that to do that, and then I switched to the Macan as well. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I got into the Porsche so I could drive over there. I would assume I had fast traveled. I don't know why I did that. So I'm kind of skip forward. So I changed the volume because I wasn't sure if I was just going to leave you with, exclusively, with like just the volume, like you could actually hear the whole thing, or if like, I don't know. But anyways, so obviously right there at the rail yard, there's the Lego Speed Champions thing. You can enter it. Then of course you get the cool intro that comes along with it. But yeah, so I have basically completed most of the things you can, well, relatively most of the things that you can do in LEGO Speed Champions as of this moment. But yeah, so I just have like a couple of videos that'll, that I recorded off of it. So this is just like the first, like, I don't know, how long is this video? Like 30-ish minutes of me playing, sort of. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make a video off of it, which obviously doesn't work out as well as you would think when we get around to it. So yeah, kind of go on to this thing, and it like shows you the Lego cars, which are pretty cool. Like people have said before, it would be very nice if there was more cars, which I would assume that by the time you're watching this, there are more cars in this expansion than there currently are, which is 3, because they put a barn find in, but you can't get the barn find until a later update, and it's kind of annoying because it's like I went, I don't know, it's just like if you really didn't like have the expansion ready, then you could have like kept working on it. Like you didn't have to release it like immediately after you announced it. Like you could have announced it and been like, it comes out in August or whatever. I don't know if that's like not how Playground Games rolls, and they're just like, all right, we're announcing it and it's releasing in like 5 days, which is what happened. Because I heard that it was official that it was Lego, and then it was like it's releasing this date, and that was like 5 days from now, and I was like, what? But yeah, so obviously you got to wait through the long intro of going to the island, because or not like the long waiting screen, because it's just kind of the thing that happens. It's like, well, time to wait. We got to get to the island. And then of course you have this, which this is a really really good intro. All the Lego stuff. I mean, it's awesome, but if you could like do more with it, it'd be even cooler. I don't know what's going on with this. I didn't realize there were ghosts. I forgot that was even in the intro. But yeah. it's interesting. Yeah, and then it like goes in the screen like it does in the intro to the game, and then it just runs into a wall. It's so good. Oh yeah, and the racetrack is so cool. But yeah, and then you finally get to drive. But like the racetrack is very, very cool because there's just a lot going on. And I also immediately paused it because I was like, why is my racing line on? So that was good. Of course, you got to wait for the menus to be dumb. I was also playing Nitro Fun by, I don't know, I was playing some Monster Cat song. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize it actually had that in this game. So yeah, I looked at the driving line and it was braking only. I was like, okay, well, I guess it's just being weird. I don't know why. But yeah, in case you didn't know, what you probably do by now is that this game only this expansion has a new radio station and only has one soundtrack, or it only has one song on it, and everything is awesome, which is interesting. But it's like, yeah. And then I think right here I was checking something. I don't know why, but I just kind of rudely paused in the middle of it, or trying to watch this crazy intro with this weird like space thing and like some other cool thing. I think it's just two of the F40s, and that thing just crashes. Yeah, there's a bunch of alien stuff in this. Like you collect some like alien like energy cells or whatever. Of course, there's dinosaur bones over here, but you have to like break them because they like, I don't know, they showed up, and then there's like plants that come from them as well, so you have to break those later. Of course, there's an airplane that flies, which is awesome, or that flies through, which is also another one, which that wouldn't actually happen at a real airport because they wouldn't have planes taking off. It's such a close thing to it. But I also love how they have like just every single animal is like a Lego animal, because I have like Lego pigs from before, and there's some Lego cows right there. This expansion is very cool. I almost missed the turn right there, but lucky it's just like, nah. Also, the Senna just kind of stops there. These guys, fuck's sake, these guys are just like, oh, just kind of hanging out. And then the stunt park is also super cool. There's a lot going on. I mean, this is obviously a modified stunt park slightly here, but it's still very cool with all the stuff you can do. And I do really like the Mini, because the Mini is quite cool. And of course the F40C and the Senna are also very cool, but it's still pretty good. You know what they should do for this expansion is add the real version of this Mini, or the more Forza edition version of this Mini. So you could do what you do with the Senna and the F40, which is you race, you use the Lego version against the real version, and if you beat it, which is kind of like the only objective there, to win the race against the real counterpart, is that you just get the car. So it'd be awesome if they added if they added the real version of this car, because they don't actually have the real version of this car. They have, I don't know, they don't have like that. Like there's just I mean the old Mini in this game is just slightly different. So yeah. Anyways, forgot there were ghosts in here, but whatever. I saw them earlier today because I was looking around for stuff. Or I was trying to get the alien collectibles. So those are very annoying. Because it's just, I don't know, it doesn't really work that well trying to get them. Because like you can only get the plants when it's raining, and then you can also only get the energy cells when it's not raining, but the transition between raining and not raining is not smooth whatsoever. So it's just, it's really annoying because the transition is not smooth. So it like they don't come back for a while, and you have to try to do a bunch of extra stuff to try to get them to come back. And then, of course, since it's, Britain, it rains all the fucking time. So, it's kind of like, well, if I wanted to finish off these energy cells, I can't anymore, and I have to wait forever for them to actually come back on the map. I don't know. It's yeah, and of course you can't see what locations you've done already while they're not available on the map. But yeah, those are trying to get rid of that stupid location in the bottom right. But anyways, we're here at the house. Something about the session you're trying to join no longer exists. I don't understand how that makes sense in any way. But yeah, still waiting for this to happen. So this challenge board is very cool. I really like it. Especially it's laid out super nice as well. And it's just there's so many like cool challenges. I mean, some of them are quite difficult. Like one that I did today was you had to go off a you had to go off a air, god damn it, a jump. And of course, the session, it's still that alert is still up there, and it's really dumb because that means that I can't join any things without going through the network diagnostics. So that's wonderful. Let's just skip forward through that. So yeah, we started the race, and then the game crashed. So that was nice. I'm gonna save you the trouble of going through that because it's kind of annoying that I have to go back through it. But it automatically makes the Lego house yours, so that just kind of happened. Yeah. Then okay, so then I don't know what I did. I like turned off the map or something. I don't remember what I did. Or no, I didn't turn off the map. I just kind of looked around the map. But it is a very cool looking map. All the stuff like the stunt park and the airport and the main city, like Chester, I think it's called, is very cool. The pirate like beach is also very cool. There's a little stadium sort of around here, which is also pretty cool. There's also like the weird like Lego combines in the fields and whatever. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so there was a danger sign, and you had to go off of it. You had to get 3 stars on it twice in 45 seconds, which is very difficult because it's quite a difficult danger sign to get. Like, you need quite a run-up on it, and you also need to get back around to the start because you can't fast travel in that challenge. So, yeah. But anyways, let's not talk about that because that's not even unlocked until much later. So eventually start the race. Another thing that I heard while watching a video is that it's kind of like the AI doesn't really have like a good choice of what cars to pick because obviously there's only 3 cars and they're all kind of relatively different. So when you do a race and you're like, well, here you go, you get 3 different car choices if you want specifically Legos, or if you want, just any car, it's like, well, they're all gonna pick like different cars in the same category or whatever. So there's a lot of there's a lot of RS 200s. There's a lot of, I don't know. There's just a lot of like regular stuff, and it's kind of, yeah. That also excuse my terrible driving because I don't know why, but like I think I don't know. I mean, that was more of like, yeah. So the reason why I didn't record any sound is because I couldn't, but the reason why I didn't like leave it until I could record sound is because I could not wait to play this. So it just kind of happened. Yeah. So the challenge that I have on the left, so you can pin challenges, which is awesome. So you can see like the progress and all that. So it actually shows you like how much time and like everything you need to do. But getting the ultimate air skills is not really that difficult. Or getting like the 3 in a minute is not really that difficult. Like you can do it in a race. I don't remember what race, but I did it later. I don't think it was in the video, but I definitely did it. So it was quite good that I managed to just kind of do it like super easy, just randomly in some other race. But yeah, I don't think I actually like show anything interesting. Like the track races are very cool, and there was a race in Berkchester, the main city, that I really enjoyed. So I don't know honestly what I did. I just kind of like went and looked around, I guess. Basically everything is, or not really everything, but a lot of things are unlocked. So, yeah. Just kind of looked at some of the challenges. I don't really know. Oh yeah, and then of course the discovery challenges are very easy because it's just like, all right, find the center of, or it's just find these things, and it's relatively easy because you basically know where it is if you just look at the map. So this one's just find the city center. I don't know. I think I drove to it because I was like trying to find all the roads, which is not that difficult because there's not a lot of roads, and yeah, I mean there are like in some of the like in like the city there's quite a lot of them, but yeah. Then of course you drive, like you end up driving through the stunt park quite a lot. It's pretty cool. And of course, you just, like, basically at the beginning of this you get bricks for doing basically anything, but to get like all of the bricks for doing everything you need to have like some good cars, which I haven't upgraded the Mini at this point, so it's not that great. I eventually do upgrade it because yeah, I was like, okay, does this thing actually have upgrades? Because I watched a video like beforehand that was talking about it, and it was like there's not going to be any upgrades with like any of these cars, so you're not going to be able to like really do anything with it. And I was kind of like, oh, really? But then I looked and I was like, oh, there's upgrades. So I was pleasantly surprised. And then I don't remember what I did exactly. I feel like I really shouldn't have, like, okay, I think I just turned around and went to go get that board because I saw that I needed I saw that I needed the quest for or to just get your first bonus board. So I was like, oh, I found a bonus board on the way here. Let's go get that. And then I don't remember what I did. I think I don't know what I did. Like yeah, I just went to this race, I guess. I don't really know anymore. I played this like 2 days ago. I think, what did I do? I teleported, I fast traveled to that thing, then I drove to another location. I drove back to my house. I don't know why I necessarily did that, but I did. I drove back to my house, and then I went to upgrade. Hold on. So yeah, I went to upgrade. I was like, ooh, can custom upgrade it. So you can convert it from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, which is not necessarily the best idea. You can also do a weight reduction, which is quite nice. You can take 236 pounds off of it, which is quite nice. And you can actually add quite a bit of power onto it, which is awesome. So I basically maxed it out, and there we go. And I don't think I lost a rally race after that. So, it just kind of happened. But I was like, all right, let's just see what it has, and then upgrade it, and yeah. So that just kind of went how it did. Yeah, I don't know. Another thing I've seen said, and I totally agree, is that it would be awesome if you could like customize your Lego character. Then I went to do this race, which was, even though it was a road race, it was against a bunch of like rally cars. So you can just kind of skip this because this is kind of just me, just kind of in general playing. There isn't really anything special going on with it. But yeah, so yeah. Then I'm driving around in the city. This isn't the city. Like there's just a track in the city that I really liked, and it was very cool. And then I had discovered a bunch of roads through going through here, so I just kind of was like, all right, sure. But yeah, you get a lot of, like, at the beginning of this, you get like points for everything. You get the Lego bricks for everything you do, because you find things, you just do things very simply. Of course, racing and doing the PR stunts, those get you quite a lot. So, But I will tell you that as of this moment, on the 15th, I have every single like event done. Like I have every single race, every single PR stunt done. I have discovered all the roads, unsurprisingly. I have Um, I've collected all of the bonus boards. I have done all the alien collectibles. I went to all the beauty spots and found all the locations, which wasn't really that hard because you kind of need to in order to get all the roads and stuff. Um, I don't have. I kind of just like I didn't really like focus on any like challenges while I was doing that. I just kind of was like, all right, I'm gonna play the races and do all this stuff, and just kind of like progress as much as I could through this, so I could get like the F40 and then the the Senna and then the um and then I could like find where the barn find was, which yeah. I was still just like I went into it and I was like, oh well then. But of course I went to the airport beauty spot because it was right there, and it's quite cool. And it also is very weird, when it eventually decides to load. Uh, when it's just your character, just like right there next to the Legos, and then with your Lego car, which is it's I don't know. I don't know. Like really, they should have had. I don't know. I still will say that if they I don't know if they wanted. I don't know if they wanted to add more stuff into it, but if they wanted to, then they should have just added the stuff into it, and then we could have gotten it later, and it would have been better. So then it took me out of that, and then I went to the drag strip because I was like, all right, let's do the drag strip. Which it turns out there's two in the game. There's the one at the airport, and there's the one at the racetrack, which is quite cool. There's two of them. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, I lost the drag race because all those other cars are faster than mine, just kind of on the straight. So I ended up getting 8th in the drag race, which was really kind of disappointing. And then I went to do another race. I don't even know, because I was like, I'm gonna get the first upgrade on my house at least. Of course, I couldn't see how long this video was, so I just kind of did it. This is like I think it's a stadium area. I don't know. Of course, this is actually one of like the coolest races because it's like a race where you go through a bunch of different locations that are like not on the roads. So that's actually a cross country, I think. You go along the beach, you go through like the stadium area, you go sort of behind some houses. I just kind of go all over the place. I mean, I guess that's what I like about the cross country events because you just kind of go everywhere where there aren't roads, and it's quite entertaining. I don't know. I ended up winning, unsurprisingly, because I'm really good at cross country events. And then I went into here for whatever reason. I just was destroying things. I don't know why. Oh, I was gonna go to that cross country event or something. Oh no, I think I was gonna head back to the house because so we can do the upgrade on it now. Because I don't have bricks for winning that race, so I can now upgrade the house. And I crashed through a fence, which there you go. Then you get your okay. Yep. Once it eventually loads, yeah, so I don't know, it kind of places like some things around, and it places like those random Lego bricks, and I don't really understand it, but whatever. Then you got a little doghouse in your main like house, little mailbox that has mail in it that's never gonna get checked. But yeah. And then eventually with more upgrades, because I've done a lot of them, you put a garage, you put like extra expansions under your house, you put like a pool, you put like a plane and then like a boat, and it's really weird. So you put like a soccer like field down or football field down and pitch, I guess, and then you put the plane on top of that, and I'm like, all right, that's where that goes. And then you put the pool down, and then you put a boat like on top of that area, and it's like that's where that goes. Like it's way too big for that pool. It's like a yacht. So it's just like all right. With each house upgrade, you get access to different things. So you normally just get access to more challenges, and then you also get access to like more. You get sometimes like I mean sometimes you get access to those like alien collectibles or like various other things, or I don't know. Or, and sometimes it's just like, all right, you get a wheel spin, and it's like, okay. I mean, normally it's like a super wheel spin, but yeah. And then this was me the next day after I had unlocked uh, the story, the Horizon story, the hype tour, which was, I mean, it was not really anything special. It was just, it was pretty cool. Just, I mean, you basically just drove the Lego cars around and just kind of did a bunch of stuff. So apparently nobody believes that this Lego stuff is like real. So we kind of had to just go through and do some random stuff to sort of prove that they were that they were real. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so they called the Senna a toy, and we have to show them that it's definitely not by staying above 150. I don't know. I don't really know how this would necessarily prove it, but I'm just like, okay, whatever. Let's do it. So basically, yeah, I don't know. For this, I was kind of debating whether or not to actually make this into a video, but then I'm like, all right. Then I decided to do this, and then I would just, all right, we'll just have the commentary. So Kira is actually, I mean, it's obviously saying things, saying random, like they end up saying a lot of random like Lego facts and weird stuff in this, but yeah. So since this is the first challenge, it's not that difficult. A lot of these challenges are significantly easier than some of the ones that I've done before, but some of them still took like many tries to get it right. But I have finished this fully as well. I didn't talk about that earlier when I was talking about all the stuff I'd finished, but yeah, I have completely finished up the Horizon story, so yeah, that was quite nice to finish that one up as well. I don't even remember. I would assume I got it, but I don't know. It seems very far away. I don't even know. But yeah, this one was quite easy. Yeah, I mean it is basically just a McLaren Senna, so it is very good at going around corners, and that F40C is also very good as well. So and both of them are rear-wheel drive stock, which I didn't realize, but I guess that kind of makes sense in some ways. But it's also like, wow, they're crazy good still. But yeah, I probably could have done significantly better in this one, but I still made it with 3 stars, so we're good. They're also just called some weird stuff, so real McLaren Senna, 100% not fake. It's like, all right, thanks for that one. But yeah, so that's that. So I completed the first one. So there are 9 chapters of the story. Obviously, that wasn't shown, but yeah, there are 9 chapters of the story. So it's quite a lot to do, and I managed to get it all done in like an hour ish. I didn't get 3 stars and everything in an hour. Spoiler alert! But I did at least do all the stories and complete everything and all that in like under an hour, which is kind of surprising considering what happens at a certain point in this. But you'll see. So I'm here in my Raptor because I was doing cross country challenges before, cross country races before this. So I was like, all right, we'll get into this. We'll get into the Raptor and do that. And also, since you get bricks, 100% proof that Lego Valley exists. It's so dumb. So now we got the F40C. So it's pretty cool. And with this thing, you can upgrade it. You can do basically the same things that you did with the Mini. You can all-wheel drive swap it, which makes it better, and you can reduce the weight. But with this thing, you can actually change the body. So it apparently makes it more like the original F40 and not the Competizione, which this one is meant to be. Which I don't know. I mean, it looked like it actually made it better when I put some of those pieces, or I did some of those body. I don't know, whatever. So I just kind of did it, but I just kind of did some of it. One of them I was like, I don't like that. I also kind of ended up rewinding a lot during this. Yeah, let's just kind of get through this because most of it's kind of pointless. So, With F40C, you have to go through a speed zone and get at least 100 miles an hour through that speed zone, which this is the speed zone. So me getting, oh yeah, well, I mean, 1 star is 100 miles an hour, but 3 stars, I believe, was 150, so I did kind of get it. Not not really that, like, oh god, my brain. I didn't really beat it by that much, but yeah. I also really like how that 40C looks, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, let's just move forward a little bit. So this episode doesn't be that long. So we're back in the Senna, and it's like, could a fake car do this? And I think we're going around a track. I think we have to what is it? Okay, we have to maintain a speed of 180 miles an hour for 15 seconds. So we're on the Falcon Speedway, which is awesome. But yeah, I really like how this thing looks, and yeah, with a lot of cars, you do not have to brake in those corners. Well, I mean, when you're doing the oval part, you don't have to brake at all, which is awesome. But yeah, so I kind of did it. I actually got really close the time I needed to do. So, it was very close, but I still managed to make it in under 40 seconds, which was nice. That was cool. Cool 3 stars there. Nice. And then I went off over there. I don't know why. So as of this point, when I was recording this, I had basically found everything that I had talked about earlier. There was still some stuff I needed to do, but I was like, all right, I'm going to do the story, because I was like, whatever. I also had some trouble finding where the pit lane was in the track, which I didn't realize was very easy to find, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I found it eventually. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do, and then it's like, oh, you've got the biplane, which I talked about, and it just puts it on the football pitch that you put there earlier. But and I was just like, I'm just going to continue with the story. I contemplated going there and doing that for a bit, but then I was like, nah, I should just continue with the story, because I got 9 stars in it. And you get, I don't remember exactly what you get from that, but I think it's like there's like 3 or 4 sets of bricks that you get out of it. But yeah, so this is our first one where it's not where you have to drive somewhere and then it gives you the challenge to do, because we're going to the stunt park. So, unsurprisingly. And of course we have the Mini, because we're back in that. And then also the Senna, which I could have talked about earlier, but I was like, yeah, I contemplated going not straight for it, and then I went straight for it. But yeah. So the Senna doesn't really have, I mean, it has basically relatively the same upgrades that the Mini has. It doesn't have any of the body mods, but it's still a Senna. But yeah, I don't know. These Lego cars are very weird trying to go off road, because they have because they're not that lifted off the ground, especially this Mini. So when you're trying to go cross country with it on these ridiculous hills, it doesn't really work out that well. And of course, since there's a completely flat bottom, it's kind of difficult. It's also telling me to go around the city, which I'm like, fuck that. Let's go straight through it. Which obviously you can't go straight through it because it has that stupid building in the middle. But I just kind of, went a little drifty around it and then went too slow there. But it worked out relatively well. It's really, you really don't have to worry about getting there too late. Because I don't know. I went this way so I could try to, I don't know. I was just like, I don't want to go on the roads. Of course, you go through the gigantic fields of flowers, which there's a thing that or a bunch of bricks you get for getting 500 flowers broken. I don't know exactly the total details, but there you go. So I ended up launching directly into the stunt park. I was like, all right, well, let me try to get up there. And I went in here to try to get close enough, but of course that didn't help. So I just kind of went around, which means that, it's kind of a waste of time. But I went around, Yeah, that's all right. So I just kind of I went up and around because that's what you have to do. You have to be up here. So I was kind of like, all right, well, guess I'll just deal with it then. Yeah, and then of course you have this going on. So I don't remember what exactly we had to do here. I think it was just get like a bunch of skill points. Yeah. So you had to get 80,000, just telling you, to get 3 stars, which is not really that difficult when there is a ton of things to break and not a lot of things that are going to stop you. So you just kind of have to avoid those things that are going to stop you. But yeah, it was not really that difficult to get to where I need to get to. So I just kind of like went around, just kind of wrecked things, did some drifting, did some kind of whatever, mostly just like wreckage because there's a lot of stuff to break in here. All those piles of bricks can be broken. Those things can be broken. I don't know, I got a challenge. I don't know how, but I did. Still getting skill points. Again, there is not a lot that will like stop you. There is obviously some stuff you have to be careful around here. That can be broken, which was nice because I almost lost it there. Yeah. Of course, you got to be careful around those because those have been known to stop me. Yeah, I'm trying to be really careful because I've had a lot of problems with doing these sort of skill point challenges. So I was just kind of like, all right, I was kind of going around, break some of these Lego piles again. Don't get near the planes because those will definitely stop you. Well, if you like try to run into them. And then I don't know, my skill points ran out, so I got 77,000. So I was like, all right, I basically need to do nothing in order to win this, and I had a minute and a half left. So it's kind of like, all right, well, now I have all the points I need. Let me just kind of go up here, hang out. Woo, look at that. Drift. Ultimate air, look at that. It's kind of like driving around still, hoping, I probably wouldn't lose my points, but, then I was just kind of like, I'm going to go over here and then, start trying to do donuts, which didn't end up working out. Like this thing doesn't want to do donuts. Like the stock Mini doesn't want to do donuts. Like it just, I don't know. I kept trying to make it do donuts, and it just doesn't want to. I don't know why, but it was just like it's too grippy. Apparently, I thought I got it here, and then oh yeah, I think yeah. It took a lot to do the donuts, and then I eventually got around to it, so that was good. And I was just like, all right, well, people obviously don't want to see me doing that for a while, so I went off this jump, realized I couldn't make it, just kind of went around, went over here, almost ran into a pole, which is, of course. I was like, I'm going to go over this jump. It's like 10 seconds left. I'm like, all right, I already have way more points than I need. Which is why I was kind of fooling around here. It's just kind of like, all right, whatever, we're done. So, yeah, I did it. Okay. So I was just kind of there. Doesn't matter, really. Wheel spin I got. All right, so then, of course, we have another chapter, which is we're back with the F40. And I don't know, we're in Brickchester Smash. So basically, what we need to do here, so I'm going to skip the drive. It's kind of pointless. So we need to go to the big city, Brickchester, as I've said before this video. And then, oh my god, I definitely crashed a lot of times trying to get where I need to go, but I really didn't need that much time to get there. So, it just kind of happened. So yeah, it just kind of you don't need it that much time to get there. You can do it in a lot, like in significantly less. And I crashed probably several times during that. So you need to get I don't remember the exact number. You need to get a bunch of wreckage skills, which is pretty easy in the city. It's also pretty easy to lose them, or it's also pretty easy to not get them. But it is relatively easy to get them in this city, so it was pretty good. Ended up just kind of full throttling it, so I totally just like spun out there, and I was just like, all right, we're gonna start with these wreckage skills. So it's any wreckage skills, so I don't know how to get these as fast as possible, and I assume some people can get like a ton here by exploiting some sort of trick or something, but so I ended up getting, yeah, it's I don't know. I generally ended up getting them in like groups of 4, where I was just like, all right, we'll get the regular wreckage, and then great, and then awesome, and then ultimate. So I just kind of drove around and was like, all right, let's go and do that. And then I ran into something and it like stopped me. And I was like, all right, well, it's I don't know. It kind of like stops me randomly. I don't know. Maybe it's just the stock F40. And there's Kira talking about the the weird like Lego pieces, being very specific about it. And then of course, you know, once it eventually tries to keep going, and then my game crashes. Oh my god. So of course I have to restart my game. Oh my god. I think the really the only problem with that is me like is probably just me recording, because it doesn't like that. So then I definitely had a way worse strategy when going into this with the wreckage. Like I don't know. I just did it differently. It was also kind of weird how it was just like so so I started. I did the wreckage. I did the great wreckage, and then I ran into something, so it ruined my combo, which doesn't matter in this. And then I broke a bunch of other stuff, and it was like awesome combo, and I was like, why? Why are you making this more difficult for me? But I definitely did this much more sloppily. But you don't really. It's actually very easy. So 2 stars is 15, 1 stars is 10, and then 3 stars is I don't know how much, but I think I still got it without really having to try too hard. Yeah, I don't know. She's like talking about how like you just broke something specific, and it's like, all right, whatever. I don't even know. There were a bunch of these like random Lego pieces in this, and it's like, all right. I mean, it's quite funny, but it's still just like, well, I just broke a tree. I don't think landscaping counts. And then 3 stars is 20, which is pretty easy. I can definitely do that in like 20, or like, I don't know how much of a time I had, like 30 seconds. Like I was basically already there, and I started wrecking things. Yeah, there you go. 20. I got it, and I think I ended up with like 23 or something. Maybe 21. I don't know. I think I might end up like 22. I ended up with 23 or 24. I don't know. Whatever. I ended up with more than I needed, so it was just kind of like there. Boom. You get some phrases, or some like chat phrases from this, and there's not really much that you get from the hype tour. You don't really get a like extra reward at the end, but it's just kind of there. So then we have the mini again, and then she talks about how someone is like, I like creating I like creating famous movie scenes in it. It's like, okay, sure. So then, yeah. So then we go and do the Italian job with the mini in Lego Valley. So that's pretty cool. So this one was actually relatively difficult. I had some trouble in certain parts of this. So basically, you just kind of drive where you need to go. I'm just going to leave this play. I'm not going to try to fast forward. So, like, you sort of want to go off road, or you definitely don't want to go off road. I don't think. Like that would have almost been cool if I hadn't like basically slid out there. So yeah. So basically, even though I really didn't need to get 3 stars on this, I kind of was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna kind of go, and then I didn't make it, so I was just like, all right, I'm gonna restart this, like definitely. So it was like I didn't do it, hit a tree, and I was like, all right, we're restarting this. So that was a waste of time. So then I actually decided to go down the road for most of it. I kind of decided to do some corner cuts, because that made it slightly easier for me. There's definitely enough time to go along the road, so don't be afraid to do that when you do this. You probably already done it. So then you of course go into the sewers with the mini, and then I flipped weirdly, and I was like, come on, man. So then I tried to keep going, and I was just like, that's not happening. So I just kind of think I quit. Yep. I restarted that one again. So of course we go down. Okay, so here we go. So I go into here again where this is where the problems begin. So I actually like try to rewind during this. So I ended up jumping towards that and hit that. So I was like, nah, we're restarting that, or we're rewinding that. So then I ended up going again too far to the right. Then I obviously tried to go to the left, and then I went there, and I ended up like that, and I was like, oh god, this is gonna be annoying. These cars are very annoying, so I ended up trying to go there, hit the wall, which that one probably wouldn't have ended up being too bad, but I don't know, these cars are weird, so then I went there, and it was not bad, so I just ended up trying to keep going, and I made it in time. There wasn't a lot of time left, but I made it, so there you go. Yes, that happens. There we go. All right. So I don't know which one we're on. The Flight of the Ferrari is the name of it, but I don't know what chapter number. So I don't know. So we're gonna go off a jump on the Ferrari. So this one was the first one that I didn't get 3 stars on. I wouldn't have gotten 3 stars on some of the other ones, but this one was the first one I didn't actually get 3 stars on. So spoiler alert. So I basically drove it all the way there, without any trouble, because it's not really that big of a deal. And you're just kind of driving it there. So you have to go off a jump. I don't remember which one it is, but it's skip forward a little bit. End up crashing several times. Okay. So it's this one. So there's one next to the Super Mega Stunt Park. So obviously I've done this already. So I didn't really go off of it that well, and you can tell. But I did get like 836 feet, so I was like, damn, that's pretty good. I'm pretty sure that's like 3 stars already, like with the speed or with like the normal jump. And I was like, yeah, and then I was like, what? So it's 900 feet to get 3 stars in this Horizon story. So it's not that difficult. You can easily do it. You just need a better launch off the ramp, which I didn't get an incredible launch off of it. So, it's kind of happened. Smashing. I also got out of that. So then we have the Senna again. So this isn't the last one, obviously. This one is just kind of like you're just racing along a route and just kind of doing things. So yeah. People just keep being like, this isn't real. Just like, all right. People are ridiculous. So basically, you need to get awesome speed skills before you get to your destination, which I also didn't get 3 stars on this, which I don't necessarily know why. I think I may have like sort of crashed a few too many times. But basically, you need awesome or ultimate speed skills because whenever it requires something, you can do anything above that and it'll count. So, when it was like, get wreckage skills, it's not just the only thing you can get wreckage skills, otherwise you wouldn't be able to do it. Nah. So, it's relatively easy because you can, and then I almost went off the jump because I couldn't tell where we're going. When you don't have a braking line, because you don't need to brake around a corner, it's kind of like, where do I go? So I almost went over the jump there, but that kind of would have been catastrophic. So, I kind of went all over the place there. I don't know necessarily how that happened. I also don't know how I haven't gotten any awesome speed skills for quite a while. But to get 1 star, you need 5, and that's very easy as long as you don't suck. So, I definitely gotten it. And then for 2 stars, you need 10, which on this stretch of road is not that difficult. You can basically get ultimate speed through basically the entirety of this. And I was getting really close, and I was like, oh god, are we even going to get this? But weirdly, through this last section, you can get a ton. I don't know, it's mainly, I don't know. And then to get 3 stars, you need 13, which is very difficult to get in like 2 seconds, but, it's not really that hard. I just didn't, I don't know, I think I just kind of like screwed up on some corners and stuff in this, so, I did it again, and yeah, it wasn't really that difficult. So yeah, I think those were the only ones where I really had trouble. So there's 10-ish minutes left in this. So yeah. So the thing is, so I think we're on the last chapter here, which is the awesome tour. So it's. So this is the last one, and basically you're just driving all the cars just kind of around. It's only the last one that really matters, but who really it doesn't really matter that much. So you start with the F40, and you just kind of drive it around. You race it around. So you start in the racetrack area, and then you kind of go. Well, you start like just outside the racetrack. You start where you start each part of each chapter. You go in here. You go sort of on one of the inside tracks, which there are three like pretty cool races in the Falcon Speedway that use different routes around the track, and it's very cool. Just sort of different things you can do, like how in most Forza Motorsport games, around quite a few of the tracks, there's like different ways you can go. Like especially with Le Mans, there's like different there's like the normal Le Mans route, and there's like the special Le Mans route that has like a ton of corners and it's like crazy stuff. It's not really like the 24 hours at Le Mans, and there's like the old Le Mans as well. So that sort of thing, but it's like it's a little different than that, obviously. Yeah, I think still the best one is probably just the circuit where you just fly around the outside and the corners. I also don't know why I did that, but I didn't rewind really because I was like, it doesn't matter. You just need to get to the destination on this one. It's not really any time, and I'm like, I'm not very far from it, so I was just like, all right, whatever. I only really rewind when it truly matters, when it's like, all right. But I think I end up rewinding too much because I end up like rewinding in online races when it's just like, well, rewinding sends you to a terrible spot and you can't come back from it. Good. But I don't know. I ended up after this trying to do like the weekly challenges and stuff, and I was getting really annoyed at how terrible I was being, and also how terrible my teammates were being. So it was really infuriating, and I just God, still haven't completed like any of that stuff, but it's been a day. So around this one with the Mini, I kind of skipped around that corner, which maybe sort of didn't work out as well as I could have hoped, but I don't know. I mean, it definitely was quicker than going around the normal way, but I did run into something, so it was kind of annoying. But that just kind of happened. Oh yeah, and I forgot. So one of the customizations you can do to both the Senna and the F40, but not the Mini, for reasons that you'll understand once I say what it is that you can put rally suspension on them. And obviously the Mini already has rally suspension on it, probably. So you can. That's just kind of how it works. Also, I went the long way around here. So basically, you could have just kind of cut the corner and went straight towards it, but I went the long way around, going to the lighthouse. So one of the things about this chapter is that it was not the best in terms of how it was thought out, because you can skip so much of it. Like, this is all unnecessary. Like you see before that I could have just like when you got to here, like you see when I turn towards this way, you can see that it's over there, and I could have just taken the turn left instead of right, and I would have went straight towards it. But then that ended up not happening. So, and of course, you're in the Senna, and you're heading back towards where you started at the racetrack. So, just kind of how that works. Yes, you gotta have the last car, gotta finish it in the Senna, and head back to the track. And then this is the one that's actually timed, but it's very easy to get the time because obviously, yeah. I mean, it's like there is a certain part of this that makes it easy, but it is like still relatively easy 3-star in the last one, so that's pretty good. But I think it's basically just racing along roads. I mean, you do have to do some braking because these are some relatively tight corners. I still just kind of keep going instead of like rewinding. So I'm just gonna fast forward this because basically just driving, and I do a nice corner cut there. Still going. So we're approaching the racetrack, and you see that they intend for you to go all the way around the racetrack and back to that little area. So I was like, well, let me see if I can possibly skip. And then I went there and I was like, all right, can't go there. And there's like semi trucks. Then I was like, oh, there's a little opening there. You can just skip me around the entire track. And it's very easy to get, like I said, the 3 stars in that one. So, yeah. And that is the Horizon story for LEGO Speed Champions DLC. Yeah, expansion, whatever. Yeah, that's how it goes. I don't think I really do anything else in this video because there's nothing really else for me to do. So I go to my house. Oh yeah, I build the plane because I'm like, all right, whatever, let's do it. Well, I assume I do. I can't tell because it's not working. Man, is this loading? Jesus. Finally. So you build football pitch right there, and they're just like, all right, let's just drop the plane right in the middle of it. Like, can't even play football anymore. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of there. That's basically it. And then you unlock the Goliath event, which I actually hadn't done up to that point, but I've done it now, obviously. So it's actually quite a good Goliath. It's actually a very quick Goliath. It's like, I don't know, it's like 2 minutes, I think. Or maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like 5, but it's still just like, there's not a lot with that one. So yeah, that is the end of me looking at the 2 videos that I recorded, and commentating over them. So hopefully this video wasn't too long. It probably was very long. I don't know, but yeah. So that is that. I don't know, but it's very funny how sort of like the last video I made with Forza. I mean, before the other Horizon story was just like, I can't play this game anymore. There's no more. There's gonna be really no more videos of this because there's nothing fun happening. And then it's like expansion. I'm like, ugh. Immediately after, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Whatever. I still haven't uploaded that video, and yet I don't know. Whatever. So yeah. I don't know if there's going to be any more of this. There might be some more when other things get added. I don't know if there's going to be really any more, but we'll see in the future. I'm not going to say anything else when it's I'm not going to say anything when I don't know what's going to happen anymore. So there you go. We are done.